Alrighty. You're probably your is it on the YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do that. Is they going with you?
Oh, shit. They can't hear us.
Did you all try out the multi-user Chrome thing?
Yeah.
We have police on Chrome.
They pulled that feature from Edge.
It's really good. So I use that Gmail account that I made for RG Tech Tuesdays. So I know Chrome, where all the passwords you save for all the websites. And then I have all the bookmarks, all the bookmarks in one folder.
Whatever it is.
I sign in Chrome with that one credential, and then I look down. I only for Twitter and feedback and all the different things. It's a lot easier than.
So I always love the sync one. Because I can go through your header to sync.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything.
Use that data.
Especially attached to the remote desktop. You can just sync and sync back to
But they only do really small things like toothpaste. I believe it's one thing they do. Shampoos. And
I guess we'll get started. We're 30 minutes late. That's better than last time.
All purpose.
So this is your first time here. Welcome. At Code RGB, we pretty much sit around, talk to people, meet each other, work on stuff together, or just work on what you're working on, and hopefully we provide a cool environment. This is our first time in here. We used to do it at the museum for XYZ reason. I think we're better off here. We have a lot more room, and Wi-Fi is actually working. So we're bigger on for that. I want to thank, first of all, Drew and his company, Frontera. They went ahead and sponsored the food, the pizza, the beer, the supplies, so they really, kept us going. So.
We got you guys for the month.
Thank you. That's right. We used to do the event once a month, now we're doing them twice a month, so it's the first Thursday and the third Thursday. It sounds horrible, but third Thursday. And, third. Anyway, tonight, I'll do a little bit of catch-up kind of thing. I was expecting some kind of like projector, but we'll make do. Probably just get you guys to huddle up. Let me hear me if you're interested.
Screen share.
Huh?
Screen share. We can join the hangout.
Screen share? Yeah, we can do this hangout. Although I'm still yelling. Yeah, that one worked really well actually. Last time we pitched a couple of projects that people are working on or that they wish people to be working on, so we'll do that today as well. So each of us gets 30 seconds to just talk about it. I'll start to give you an idea. What I want to suggest is that we start with what are you solving? Like what is the problem? Not necessarily what is the solution, but what is the problem? And then from there, explain how you're going to solve that problem. Because you want to start with the why. Why is it important to you? So my example would be, I don't know what I spend most of my time in. So as an entrepreneur, I know I organize myself as much as I can and be efficient. But at the end of the day, I don't know the analytics of like how much actual work did I do, or if I played a game, how long did I actually take up of my time out of my week, or if I decided to go visit a client, so on and so forth. All these questions in mind. I can obviously do it on a calendar, but it's not great. So my concept would be a little phone app that just keeps nagging at me the first couple of weeks, but it's learning off of that. And it's looking at my GPS location, it's looking at my accelerometer, am I moving, and it starts digesting my life story in a way. And then that way, when it doesn't know what I'm doing, it asks me, what are you doing? Maybe it'll ask me 3 things, like are you eating, are you resting, are you entertaining yourself, etc. And the idea is that it would have a nice little report system at the end, and then it would just provide feedback. So it's kind of like the vertical would be quantify itself. Okay. Want to go next? You should. My name is Olmo Maldonado, just in case, and you can read my tag for skills and stuff.
Do you want to write down the title
of that thingy? Of that part?
Yeah.
All right. What are you doing? Gotta use the board somehow. Justin?
My name is,
Look, you guys, you must play Unreal.
It's just that,
as far as projects, right now I really don't have anything in mind. But anybody needs help with anything, I'll be more than
Hi everybody, I'm Pablo. I'm actually working on something kind of similar to what Omo was talking about. Did you say that you built the software?
No, this is just concept right now.
Something you want to build. I'm not a software engineer, so I probably won't be building anything like that, but I think this year I've mostly been concentrating on like streamlining my workflow and taking like really concise notes on like what I spend my time, which is very similar to what Omo was doing. And then off of that, trying to figure out how I can get myself to learn more things quickly. And so I, read a little bit on the subject, but it's mostly in practice, trying out different things and documenting what works, what doesn't. And that's sort of the main project I've worked on this year, apart from the fodder for that being some e-commerce businesses that I'm involved with. And that's pretty much it. Tonight I'm actually just working on a poster that I volunteered to design for a local poets group. They're having a big event in about a month, so I'm going to do some of their graphics and stuff. So I'm just going to work on that tonight.
My name is Mohammed. I'm not really working on anything coding. Just
at the moment.
Just actually supporting
Good.
application developers and stuff. That's kind of what I do. But I do have a little bit of programming background, so I understand.
What's your programming background?
C#, Python, and
Cool.
Stupid.
No. Cool. No, basically.
Oh, thank you.
My name is Johnny, and actually, I work for Python project and I want to retire the book. And I still, it's more like work it over. That's it.
My name is Mark. I did a web programming in Chicago last year, studied on this. And this year I've been working with my wife on statistics research. And, I do the statistical programming, and she does the statistical method. And I'm in Brownsville with Johnny, and I'm hoping to establish a similar group in Brownsville, a chapter of Code RGB. And we met with a group, about half the town Knights, half Brownsvillians, and we went over this project that I'd like to accomplish, which is payday lenders are a big problem in terms of financial, taking advantage of people who are not necessarily savvy with personal finance. And there's this nonprofit called Community Loan Center that offers much more reasonable rates. I want to help them in any way expand their base. And right now their website is really outdated, and I'd like to help them streamline it. So I met with some of the people here in some Brownsville and to figure out a way to make the site better, and if anybody'd like to learn
I'm Joe, I'm not working on any project, but I'm just here to learn from the first time out here. I'm not a coder, I don't know anything about them, but I've been involved with technology for the past 19 years or so with it. And, but I usually work with a team of folks, and so I was curious to see what you all were about, and see what y'all were into, and to see what possibilities might be of, maybe we're going to together. I always look to find folks that know something a little bit about whether it be LAMP, PHP, and all that good stuff. And I know all those initials, like HBO and stuff like that. I have no idea how to do that. But I've been doing it long enough to know that I can use the thing well, and I know what I want. So I usually I'm kind of creative a part of a team of folks that I work with here in the local area. But I'm a psychologist by training, got a PhD inside. And so I'm more interested in human machine interaction. How do we get folks on site? How do we keep them on site? How do we get them to engage in the apps or whatever? And so that's kind of my background. I will field work at college and teach. So we might have a group of white rats that are available, and I just go to the next team to find out what works with them and what the needs are. And so that's basically what I do. So I'm always interested in finding out what the possibilities are. I do have some ideas about free textbooks, which is the biggest issue in my area. I'm interested in free textbooks. It can't just be free textbooks. It's got to be obviously monetized somehow, and I might monetize that. Make it for textbook publishers, for authors, and for students. And we can do that. We'll be good.
Zuckerberg is actually a psych major too.
Yes.
Yeah. Paul?
And with a lot of things that I'm working with different people. Right now, I am working on trade blocks, particularly in people in Israel.
What are you? Oh, trade blocks?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's an algorithm trading different
How many? That one.
Something to
Go. Cool. Renee?
All right, so my life is complicated. I am.
I knew it was you.
No, I am IT, basically IT person, and I own some software companies, I own IT companies, I work for a venture capital company here in town. We look at technology investments, and so I'm involved in a lot of stuff with the city and boards, and all sorts of stuff in town. And I am kind of working on, I'm just starting a new project that I just started on a couple weeks ago, and a little app that I want to create, and I've got the base code already done, and so I need to just kind of put some skin on it and do it. And, it's basically a location app to help you find something nearby. So, we were talking about the other night. Yeah. Good ideas for it. So that's my. Anybody know how to do Xcode but on Windows?
Xcode Windows?
There are no native iOS developers anywhere south of Austin. Is that why?
Virtual machine? Virtual machine?
I've thrown money in there and no one's stuck to get it.
No, but yeah.
I'll take
No.
I'll take it.
Does anybody know a development environment that runs Xcode in Windows?
Yeah, virtual machine.
Yeah, it has to be a VM, seriously. That's the only way.
That's probably the easiest way. Use Java.
What are you trying to make an app? Have you thought of a phone gap or something like that?
I did, but no, I've already got the Xcode on the base stuff.
Oh, you're gonna go with that.
Yeah, I started on that.
So what was it, like find something around you app?
Tile.
I have a
Tile?
Okay, so if anybody here and doesn't look like this, I know you're old enough to have kids, but if anybody knows where you have.
Oh, that one, yeah,
We
yeah.
lost
yeah.
each other there.
No.
That would be
So after, I'll tell you all what the app is, because I really don't care. So one of the things is that I have a 1-year-old, and if you're ever alone in the city with a 1-year-old and you're going to go out to dinner or do something, there's a good chance that your baby's gonna shit her pants. And you're a male in the city, and you change a diaper, and you don't know where the nearest changing table's at. And then, even better yet, a changing table that's in the men's room.
Possible.
It's even harder to find.
Yeah.
So I know that at BJ's on Ware Road, Expressway, there is a changing table in the
That's
men's
where you
room.
go to
So
dinner.
that's where I go for dinner.
That's awesome. I will help you with all of it.
I'll throw money at that one. If it's owned by a man, it's probably not one.
I traveled with my child, and we were in London, trying to find a changing table in London. Good luck. It's not, so anyway, I need this.
We can call him. It's got a cool name.
I don't know.
Daddy do that.
Just hold her over the.
But, he was helping me with the marketing and the way to monetize it.
I'm in.
Content, that's the.
Crowdsource.
How you, marketing. So you have a very targeted market.
So the users are actually adding.
Adding, rating, photos.
If you add it, you get like a free beer.
Well, we were talking about
Another tip.
content. With children,
I've gone through the process. I've been
Yeah, man, that's cool.
Oh, man.
You
yeah.
just gotta sell it to Google. So
We got beta testers. Beta testers.
Yeah? Awesome. Launch it. Go for it. Anybody else in that group over there?
You don't need to write it. Something like that, you don't need to write it.
Yeah, but get
Yeah,
dude. Something that simple. No, but it's not. I'm not being a dick. So, you're that simple. No, dude, something that simple. If it's just math and do a picture.
Okay.
The code, find something.
It's already done. You just gotta put them in.
Okay.
Just go on Fiverr and be like, I need a location. Wow, only 2 people laughed at that. I want to do my own marketing plan for Fiverr. Shit's insane.
Anyway, that's the process. My very little free time is going to.
My name's Jose. I work at a company here that we're like 5-6 guys, but then half of our team is also in South America.
Do you work with a cartel or?
Yeah. Every now and then
It's live on YouTube.
we gotta have like pretty culture,
Yeah.
And that only happens if like you're sharing, you're talking to each other fairly often,
Yeah.
which it's really easy to do on Skype and stuff like that. But then some of the things that bond our team here, sharing really dumb videos on the spur of the moment, it's really rough to do on a professional setting. So we thought it would be good to have a kind of like serious, non-serious, put together system where we could organize ourselves for the project we're working on, have a chat for the project, but then also have kind of like hangout lobbies where like if there's some dude down there that's really cool that it's really into beers, and be like, hey man, I tried this beer, oh you got it down there, without it really affecting the production part.
Ryan's got like a digital water cooler kind of thing.
Yeah, basically. I just haven't known anyone that did this. But it's also related to what you were saying. It's like, how do you share your projects with people? Yeah, and not worry about security and picking the product and stuff. So that's why we're trying to come up with
So no security.
several components
Yeah.
put together for our development. And after it's set up the way we like, obviously we're sharing with everybody so that they can have their own systems. And if it's open source like that, then people can do it. Everybody needs to share files with their teammates without worrying about picking it up.
Integrated meat generators.
Exactly.
So, what would you call that?
Digital water.
Digital water cooler? I don't know.
Yeah, we have a code.
That sounds good.
That's internal tool for us, so you guys can come up with a name for it or anything.
Koala.
Project Koala.
No, there are. Koala care.
Okay.
What they said.
Please. What are you working on?
Right now?
Sure.
I'm working on a blog post for, well, I'm not a blog post, I'm sorry. I'm actually working on creating a blog using the Ghost engine for our Voyager.
Oh, yeah. That was a little bit about it.
Yeah, Voyager application. Basically just using is anybody familiar with the Ghost platform? Alright. Yeah, pretty much, using the Node.js and handlebars is creating, pretty much just build out the project, my system. Right now, just, I guess just generate a theme and just, working off that and redesigning a little bit. And that's pretty much it.
I guess we call that Ghost blogging? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. The theme I'm using is Casper, so that's pretty good.
Casper? Alright, Casper blogging.
So I'm part of the same team at right now I'm just working on some design kind of designs for one of our clients. Aside from that, I'm just being onboarded onto kind of front-end development, so other key projects going on there. Aside from maybe trying to come up with data science to maybe create some tools out there like design
Cool.
Well, I mean, most of you guys might know me. Nathan Yadiel, Chief of Operations and one of the lead developers at Create the Bridge. I guess today, sometime last month, between all of our projects, especially because at our company, we're pretty much having all of our designers doing front-end engineering. And between our Rails projects, one of the problems that we were facing was trying to bootstrap their interface a lot faster. Especially for responsive web applications, but without considering our markup with unsemantic classes. So across pretty much all the web development stuff that we do, content management systems, web apps, or even static sites, it kind of seemed like it wasn't super great. So I wound up putting a tool together for us called Interface, which is a package up in a private gem right now, but it will probably be open source a little bit later. And it overrides kind of like the scaffolding in Rails right now to kind of already build things that are responsive by default. Instead of generating things in tables, it generates stuff in responsive development, so primarily HTML. And then pretty much like a scaffolding system for CSS. So it's like I guess it's a CSS framework that's using a lot of the Sass functionality. And I'm pretty much just working on kind of so like my first iteration was just getting it into our current web application builds. Right now I'm kind of working to just making sure that it works correctly with some of the other workloads that we use it with, that I really wanted to use it with. So that we kind of have like a uniform structure for front end development. So I guess you got to sum that up.
Yeah, how would you sum that? Programmatic interfacing with Ruby on Rails?
Ruby is just like a CSS framework, so it's interface, and I'm just working on integrations.
Richard, anybody else? We're basically just saying our names and then just what are you working on right now, and we like to start by what are you trying to fix, like what's the problem, and then how are you going to go about doing that? So,
my name is Richard Pavino. I own the second one about 3 years. I was the Chief Information Officer for Cornell, which was helping, however, with frac sand storage and frac sand transportation. I got to go to some Alberta guys. We made them online on Rackspace. Frac sand dispatch software and coding, tracking that interface with QuickBooks. And now I'm looking for work. The company closed, so now I'm back home. I don't know the wife's still having, but I'm back home. I'm trying to do, I got a call from the Shrine in San Juan, wanting help do the signage. I got some friends in South Padre, the Burning Center, the Friends Chamber. I want to do like a business signage / I have a domain called VisitRTV, trying to improve all the events coming to the Valley. I know the bridge is interested in some type of marketing. My main thing, I'm also trying to help customers distribute and backends, whether it's Mozy, Rackspace. I want to do some type of sync where you get an IP when you're out with Mozy or any kind of data design for your
your Dropbox is backed up. I had a client, a doctor that had 5 years. He had an IT guy. He had a backup system. Then he got that, it's a virus that.
Crypto doctor.
They lost everything.
$700
And he was
in
yelling, he
Bitcoin.
was like, man, I have a backup. Yeah, but your backup was backing up the virus. And I explained to him, you go to a cloud, or you go to a different firewall, or you can rate system. At least you can backtrack 2 months. He lost 5.
The first call I got on that, I told him, pay it.
That's the only way
If you're
around
going to pay it, you're done with it.
That's the only real way around it.
I Googled it and I did that restore, what's that called? Kind of gross, but you can do something where clears to restore.
Like a Windows restore?
And no, it's more like you right click, if you Google the crypto, you can restore the previous version. It worked a little bit. He got 65% back from his Metasoft, his medical software, his office hours, his Excel sheets. If you right click, it says restore previous version, but something.
The guy who wrote that needs an award, because that thing was
Oh,
awesome.
man. So that's what I'm working on right now.
It's a real, I think it's going.
Hey, listen, no, I mean, just
It's just encrypted.
the business model is pretty freaking.
Well, they do that all the time right now. It's like some of these celebrities that they do hack.
J-Law?
But what they do is they actually hack them. They take private information and they say, we'll release it if you don't pay us ransom. So.
On that note, I'll talk to you offline about it. I'm with a local rep department.
Oh, okay.
It's not part-time.
I'm doing coding, I get customers the server domain.
Renee and I are resellers down
Oh.
there. We're friendly.
Tim Commando over there will help you.
Tim
So how would you sum that up? Backup database security?
I want to do, backup database security. Cloud? Yes. So why would you cloud from ground up to do something where I can go in cloud and
Yes,
I
what?
can try to myself.
Un porta nomás puedes decirte no.
You have an Apple.
You're on.
Okay. So I'm Roger. The reason why I brought my computer today was because I need to repair it. Yeah. I thought it was just me, but I was looking on the internet. Apparently, this happened to a lot of people. Windows had an update this past August, and Windows 8 and Windows 7 were affected. I didn't like restart my computer until today because I have my computer running all the time. And so what happened was now it won't even let me boot into Windows. Like the blue screen of death just like pops up there before Windows even starts. And I was reading online and they said that I had to do something with this patch that they released. I think it was August 12th. And like I said, I never restarted my computer until today, so it's just there like waiting to restart. And it did not automatically restart. So the system restores won't work. It doesn't work. So I've tried two system restores, and then I even opened up the command prompt and I tried to delete the actual file that it said was, causing the problem. That didn't work either. So now I actually have a Windows 7 installation CD, and I'm trying to see if there's something in that CD that will repair the files that have been affected, and that's what's going on right now. So it's taking a really long time, a lot longer than it did before. So I'm hoping it's fixing something.
Probably like an endless loop.
Yeah. So that's my computer, but I guess startup wise, I've been trying to start a drone company down here in the Valley for a while now. This past weekend, Omo introduced us to these these brothers that they're interested in buying drones for Mexico's equivalent of the NBA over there in Mexico, which I didn't even know Mexico had an NBA. So they wanted to have these drones flying around in the courts, recording video of the audiences and everything. And I was like, you want to meet these people and pitch them, and maybe you can get something out of this deal or something. So we're going to talk to them. Well, it completely went 180. Now they didn't want that. They want now some kind of bulletproof quadcopter. Because I happened to mention that we work with composites, and now we can work with Kevlar and carbon fiber and fiberglass and foam and all this other stuff. And they're like, you know what? Make us a bulletproof drone. Or like,
Can it drop like kilos? I mean pounds. I mean.
I was like, okay. So this whole week in the garage, we've been making panels. We have like a 5-layer Kevlar panel, 10-layer, and I'm working on a 15-layer.
You know the National Guard's like right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give your contact information. And to make it even cooler, my business partner is able to get his hands on an AK-47. So we're actually gonna be
ballistics testing.
Ballistics testing this puppy probably this weekend.
Actually, I was trying to line up
I can see it. Last week, like, making it a shot. We probably have too much.
And the Kevlar, and that was the only way to sell it.
quarter-inch steel. That sounds heavy.
I'm thinking to do like maybe like a ceramic plate and then the Kevlar. Because what we really want is you want the mushroom effect to occur like on impact.
Yeah.
That way, that's what it's not there.
Because of the ground of AK-47.
It's right there. Okay, well, so the AK is going to like rip this puppy apart.
Pistols okay, but AR-15s. You're gonna have to try it for yourself. Don't put it on a human.
Alright, Drew, wanna go?
I'm Drew. That's all I got.
What are you working on?
I'm working on a couple things. We're doing you guys on some fun stuff right now, and that's pretty exciting. I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk about that one yet. Which brings me to a point that I wanted to bring up. Number one, it would be really cool if next time when we do the round of introductions and stuff that we talk about where we work or what we do professionally, aside from all the hobby stuff, just because there is overlap between some of the things. The second is, I know that it's been going a couple months now. We're over here and doing all this, but there's a lot of things that I think there's a lot of projects that I'm working on. I know some of you guys might be working on that are pretty sensitive, but that you still need help with. Like I'm working on one right now that I need all kinds of help with, but I don't want to discuss it unless there's an NDA. And so I think at some point it would be really cool if we start to formalize the group a little bit more, because there's still a lot of transient traffic in here. It would be cool to figure out a way that it's a
like one organization thing?
Yeah, something. But I don't know if it's too. Yeah, but I mean, it's the whole group is a little too fluid to be like,
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest to release information that you think it's not wise to release for investors.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like today's happening. It's not like not.
At the same time,
my wife would be very upset with you.
we're obviously working on honor code system.
But I think that should be a given in some type of code of conduct or something. But just that honor code. Yeah, there's an honor code amongst all of this. To some extent, it's like
honor gets you so far until money comes into play, and then.
Well, we did invite Sonny Gata from Burns Associates. Once you guys ever get together and you come up with an app and we actually have clients that are interested in this, by all means, incorporate. We go from public to secret. Even patents nowadays are not really defensible unless you defend them. And that's really costly. We're talking $50,000 or more. Yeah, and the way I work is I'm willing to give out ideas because I prefer getting people to work with me.
Some of the stuff I'm working on, yes, and some of the stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So on that note, one of the things that when I approached the chamber about us coming over here, they were really interested in. I don't know if you guys knew about him before. Over at the chamber, and now he's going back to the university. But he's a fan of geekdom. He's been geekdom a number of times. He wanted us to put a digital display in the front area where the Talent Creative Incubator sign is, to basically do the same thing that they do at Geekdom. And that's whenever we come in, like for one of these shows, or if we're here helping out a friend, you log into, here by checking in or logging into Wi-Fi. What it does is it shows that you're here, that you're present, it shows what your skills are, and it has a display set, so whenever someone walks in, they can go, oh, Drew's here and he knows PHP, let me go find them and ask them a question. And so they've asked us to come up with a digital display for them. I do a lot of digital signage stuff, and so right now one of the things I'm working on in my office is we ordered a couple of Raspberry Pis, and we've been messing with those to do digital signage, and they work really well if you don't play video. It's kind of the downside of it.
It has a video.
It does, but it doesn't have the frame rate. It doesn't support flash for HTML5. So it's kind of.
Yeah, don't
What
expect
about the riot board?
So I haven't looked at that one. The other one I looked at was one from
Beaglebone?
Intel.
Oh, the Galileo.
Beaglebone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the price point of it?
It's the same for Raspberry.
Really?
Yeah, well, there's 45 and 75.
Okay. So we're looking. So
if you go to Radio Shack and Radio Shack has coupons for like $20 off or something, just put people don't have to look at it.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know.
What was that?
The Intel one's called a Galileo.
Galileo. Yeah. So we're working on the scrape stuff. So you guys know, I mean, it's not necessarily a product of Code RTV, but I've been talking about it since it. I mean, it actually it started. Josh demoed or showed off some of the original code at Code RGB, and that's my project that we've had out there for a little while. We just won an award. I don't know if I told you guys about it. On September 8th, we beat out Cisco, AT&T, and Verizon in the Cloud Computing Summit to win an award for the most creative use of cloud technology in a retail environment. And so, yeah, it's super duper cool, man. So I'm supposed to go to New Orleans and accept this award.
And you're inviting all of them.
Except I'm going to be in Vegas, so I can't.
I'll do it for you.
But the scrape stuff's working out real nice. Coincidentally, in Vegas, we've got a meeting with the guy who owns the right to DTS, the sound theater sound system. He owns the right to DTS in all of Europe. So he wants to talk about putting our scrape application in the movie theaters.
Makes sense.
And so, as you guys saw at the last show where you walk up and it knows who you are and it plays a video based on what it's like, now we're doing it, we've taken it a step further where we're affecting restaurant menus. And so one of the demos that we're doing for this company called Tumbleweed, and we've got the demo in hopefully at Main Event Entertainment, is when you go in, if you download the app, it'll be like, customize your experience and I'll use McDonald's as an example. You download the McDonald's app, and you say, okay, my number one is a freaking McRib and a Dr. Pepper and fries and a milkshake. My number two is like a chicken sandwich and whatever. And when you walk up using the combination of the mobile app, the Wi-Fi, and iBeacon, it knows who you are, it senses that you're there, it checks your preferences, it changes all the signage to represent what you like. This is your number one, And you would walk up and go, I want my number one. And it's synced up with point of sale, so all they have to do is click the button. So we've taken it a little bit further than the direction that we had it, which was just, it started with just playing music, but that's going pretty strong. So I'm working on some of the back end. We really want to use Raspberry Pi as the delivery mechanism for the digital signs because it's so cheap. But if this one will work as well, I mean, it's all a price point.
It's the same process as Galileo.
Okay.
But there's the
It's as long as it's. I mean, to me, I have the Pi. I've got Pi in my office, and it's cool for doing stuff like this little sign that they want that tells you who's here. For doing digital delivery of advertising, it's freaking all day and night, man. And especially we have it set up now where it's booting directly into Midori. So as soon as what's really cool if you don't know this, you can power the Raspberry Pi off a USB port on the TV. So all you do is you slap the Raspberry Pi to the back of it, plug it in HDMI and USB. Have an auto boot in Midori, it goes to the splash page that we have up, and the whole thing runs itself. And we have also our stuff auto enumerates each screen that goes out there. So. Cool, man. Yeah, I'm all order one right now. Yeah, but still, I mean, they're under $100.
That's an actual computer.
That's all it is. I mean, because you guys know Scrape, the whole deal with Scrape is what we're doing is we're pulling content from YouTube and displaying it. But YouTube's all flash, number one, or you can also use HTML5 browser and the frame rate is still too high, so it's like that's what we're working on.
We're pretty much saying who we are, what are we working on, and anything else you want to say?
Well, my name's Alec Aaron. What's up, everybody? I guess what I'm going to be working on is fixing up the UI and UX for this new startup called Gravity. What it is, it's pretty much you sign up for it and they curate a bunch of videos geared toward you. and the book is on ethnic type things, like what's going on in the Black community, Spanish community, and other things like that. And that's what I'm working on, and then we do UX, UI.
Yeah. What do you call that? Levity or?
Lavity, Lavity. The site's live right now, although we're wanting UX and so,
Is that local or?
Sorry?
Is that local? The startup?
No, they're based out in San Francisco.
Okay. Cool. Congrats. Nice. And this is my cousin, Daniel. I wanted to present him. I invited him today so that he can hang out with us. I don't think he's working on anything, but did you want to say something?
Well, first of all, I do not know a program. Actually, even though I know English, I'm not very used to talking. So you can hear my pronunciation get wrong, and sometimes I get stuck. But anyway, I got some friends that are really into programming, and I think if maybe I can learn something from here, later I can ask them, and then they can teach me something that maybe I'll get to use it someday. Because one project that I want to make in the future for me is that I like acupuncture. Herbalife and maybe traditional medicine things. Actually, I'm studying that, and I want to make my profession on that field. Which I like to create a database that uses from text to image to real video to explain better, and maybe upload it or sell it, or I don't know. But that's a long-term investment.
Cool. So I want to welcome you guys for coming in. We have a lot of different topics. I mean, we could create a cloud of like topics here. I think that was a really neat idea to like write down what all of us are doing. And I think I must have missed a couple of these. But anyway, my point is that we have a lot of interesting people here. I encourage you guys to walk around, meet each other, ask questions. You know, like you want to learn something new, ask any of these guys. There's a lot of cross-pollination. You know, if you're doing digital signage, you're interested in doing digital signage. UI, UX over here, it's all over the place. So by all means, start meeting each other. The last thing I wanted to note is these badges are totally free. I print them out every single time we come in. So in 2 weeks, if you guys go to the coreHB.com website, right now we just use the Facebook, but I'm only going to grab your email so that we can register you. I don't want to database control anything. Okay, so minimize like celebrity pictures. Okay, so. Say it again?
He's going to control the music.
Should have brought it.
You're welcome to.
You know what? I'll start bringing it, man, just for fun.
Yeah, we could be your beta testers. I mean, for all you know, you might see something like, oh, Budweiser or something, or Dos Equis. Like, oh, we got plenty of alcohol. But yeah, I encourage you that whatever project you're working on, use us as your beta testers, like Koala or anything that you guys want us to find. Like we can do that for you. We can crowdsource to us. Voyager testing, etc. Like we can do that for you guys too. Today I'm going to do like I said, impromptu SketchUp. I think it's a great idea to do a screen share, so we'll probably set that up in a bit. We're talking like 30, 45 minutes. The session is from 7 to like 10, but it's very fluid. If you guys want to stay past 10, I'll hang out. I mean,
You've got so to jump off of what Olga was just saying. So part of the deal with us coming over here is they've let us bring in food and drink and all that, so we can hang out. We also can hang out as long as there's a key holder present. So I'm a key holder, and I've got these two guys on the list also. So as long as one of the three of us is here, if we want to stay all night, we can stay all night. If we want to get crazy and do like a freaking lock-in, like we're in high school.
Slumber party.
Yeah.
You guys want to do in LA? They're called base camps, and I'm pretty sure or bar camps rather. And we could do the one here. Like at some point, we want to launch conventions. We want to launch hackathons. We want to run like a lot of the cool stuff that happens in other cities. But until we get our masses going and we got a good following, I mean, it's monetarily.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's great. Yeah. But over there, the scale is thousands. Over here, we're thinking hundreds. So that's great. But as long as like we all like contribute word of mouth, spreading the word, and like, having people come by and the later we stay, then that gives us a reason to do the hackathons where it's like 24-hour sprints.
And I do want to get to that.
I agree.
On another note, something that you bring up that I started looking into yesterday, I don't know, and this kind of related, kind of not related. In March of this year, I brought down the TED conference. I did TEDx Live at IMAS, and it was pretty well attended. We got about 200 people, 300 people show up to come. We started at 9 o'clock in the morning. We went till 10 o'clock at night. We did a rebroadcast or a live view of everything that was going on in Vancouver. And so Ted reached out to me a couple days ago and asked when I was going to do the next one. The lady there is super nice, and she said, "Hey, I want to push you. Keep doing it down there. You had a great turnout. We want to see South Texas keep going." So I'm putting together an official TEDx event. So instead of just doing the live event where it's a simulcast of some other one, we're going to do a full TEDx event. I think we're going to do it here downstairs. We're going to set up the stage and everything.
Yeah.
If you guys have any interest in helping me put it together, my wife said I can do it as long as I get more help. Because I did it all last year with the help of probably 2 or 3 people, and they were in. If it wouldn't have been for them, we wouldn't have been able to do it. But find us online. If you look up TEDx McAllen Live, that was the one that we did. But I'm shooting for sometime in the next probably November, sometime around there. So what we need more than anything is we need people who have local stories that are inspiring. If you guys are familiar with TED, you know what we're looking for. If you can think of anyone that fits into that category in the Valley that you know, even if you don't know him, if you know a name and you say this guy, like Ramon Garcia, man, he's got a really cool story. If you know his story about how he started and waiting tables and worked his way through law school and now he's the county judge. If you know anyone who's got like a really cool story, specifically maybe around TED, obviously Roger will be there.
No. There's this girl that she came on the paper a while ago. She's from the Valley, but she graduated from UT Austin, electrical engineering. She won some kind of competition during South by Southwest for this idea of incorporating the generates kinetic energy while you're walking, and it's only really low voltage, but it's enough to charge your iPhone or Android while you're walking.
Yeah, but she's from the Valley?
Yeah, and Mark Cuban was super interested in talking to her, and it looked like something was going on with her and Mark Cuban.
See if you can help find her name, because that would be awesome. The one thing that we were trying to do, and I don't know if the plans have changed at the university, but Elon Musk is supposed to be speaking at HESTech in October, and I know enough people in California that I could get at least an introduction to see if we could maybe.
Go to RTV?
Yeah. Well, no, for the TED event. See if they could bring him for the TED event. I mean, it's just all networking. It's just asking a guy who knows a guy.
He's a guy with a bunch of
He's just a dude. But if you guys can think of anything, it would really help out, because I'm going to do it in one way or another. There's a little kid who wrote the app in McAllen SD and sold it to Microsoft. That's a cool story. That's a real neat story. But anyone that you can think of that's inspirational, please help out, because we're going to need all the help we can get. It's a pain in the ass. It's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, dude, it's totally awesome.
I was going to say, ACM.
Yeah.
Some kidding, and you can make a compared to get some more people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We were just talking to somebody earlier on that teenagers like 13, 14, they have robotics competitions, and I haven't really done it out there because my circle is a little stuck in the older age, but if you guys have influence as well as connections to
that's coming back. Juan Carlos is trying to reinvigorate the robotics stuff down there.
That's important. We only have this small community to draw from right now, this level.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only way to change that is to get a lot of high school kids excited about it, have them excited about choosing technological career, and get them involved in this and let them teach everyone, because that's the lowest cost to create brand new content in the world route. There's no other way to do it. You give someone a code environment and let it go. People create awesome stuff. But if you don't show it to kids and tell them.
Well, it's like the Lego camp that they did, that McAllen did this summer. So it was awesome. It was booked solid the entire time. You couldn't if you didn't sign up early, there's no way to get involved in that. Yeah. So it's out there. And I think through stuff, through stuff like this and through stuff like TED and everything, I think there's a way that we can reach out to the community. Any help you guys, I'm down. I've been an event producer since I was 14, and so over 20 years I've been putting on concerts and shows and grades and all kinds of crap. So I know how to put an event together, you know, super simply, simple, whatever. But I just need help with some of the different pieces. So anything that you guys want to add, I'd love to do. Forgot about that. All right. Yeah.
Great. All right, so basically, we'll take a break. You guys do your thing, and at some point, I'll announce we'll do this pickup stuff. Well, thank you guys for coming. There's pizza, food, and pizza, plates, and water, and the beer is always $21.
And the restrooms are right back here. So if you need the restrooms, and we are liable for any damages and things like that. So please don't.
He's liable.
Follow the don't be a dick rule. Don't be a dick.
Honor code, folks. Honor code. We're all good people. All right, thank you guys.
You won't get any surprises, you know?
Use the public one.
It's old.
It's this month, but
Yeah.
I thought I missed it.
Thanks for coming.
I think right now it might be.
Are you streaming or?
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I signed up, dude. I look at
If you go back, well, actually, I was going to say that if you go back to the website, you should see like next year, the last hearing it. We're going to do pretty
Oh, really?
Like, if you go there and you can still sign up. And you're,
oh, I got you.
But if it's two, it's like, don't people sign up here?
No worries.
We did it.
So now, like,
That's not everything. But now that she's moving.
Well, like, so that's just going to be
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a no.
Yeah, exactly. That's, she's already met some people that work at a med spa already, so. Yeah. Okay. Now let's just go wait to see all the other
See all the stuff that people are reading?
For any other players, find out the one the court concepts, I'll throw it on there. And like we're even pushing the
I think we have like
It's your name.
Pretty much support them.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about you carrying your computer around and you can hit someone.
I mean, it's
So it's just a script that you make to yourself.
Yeah.
And bring it up.
What it's doing right now is
something kind of like
an image for Browse the policies, so that you can confirm anything that is there. That's like next thing you know, you can put this one, you can copy it over, and then you can destroy it, mix it, or whatever you do. Because if you start looking around with fixes, you can test out how they look, and data will be there, and it's not going to I know, but chances are that you can just wipe it out, but
Downloaded, like in August, I never shut off my computer until it was running. So basically, I did an auto restart to initiate the today, and then after it restarted, Windows never could go back. And I tried to do
And your file says, wait, so if it's working on your hard drive, there's something wrong with
And then we're also going to add some like so the data here is stats up here. I mean, more or less, I'm going to use like
okay. Once you copy the data, you copy it somewhere. Wherever you want.
That you know of. Okay. I have a lot of my movies out there, but I think it's just like, but I have 1,000 but like there is a certain amount of data that's really important to me. Like if it's not, it's not.
Okay.
With their hard drive.
Okay, well then.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, we're pretty much a little bit after and then like some other things like pretty much all of this
Okay. All right. That's what it was. You don't have to go back. That way they're not going to be
To be honest, I don't even know my garage.
Oh, it's a Google Hangout.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's just the
Oh, really?
What you do. That way they can have, you walk in, you can see a bunch of little faces. What they do, you don't We'll just go over here and show you where to find all
A lot of people are thinking, you know what, it's making the shortest distance. And a lot of people are thinking the second way, that you know what, there's going to be buildings in the sky for drones. This drone is not going to go up, go down, Skyway 101, Skyway 102, all the way down to and like, I'm thinking more like a partnership with the second. There's like a standard industry, everything's and how exactly would something like that be done? Like, is it on cloud or one, I know it sounds like real results, but you would think one company instead of the reason why a company never put and they're like the type of project. You don't think something like that?
I
thought that was like a 2 a.m.
I wish I want to sleep like an 8.
Really?
I want to work at 5:30.
Oh, yeah.
Then my daughter turned me off.
Yeah, once that one gets up all the way to the operating system, put the other one on and start copying the data. Well, technically, yeah, next to her hard drive. It's just, somehow the boot sector got corrupted. If you start messing around with the boot sector properly, it's not going to corrupt the files. The data is going to be somewhere. I say to be found again. That'd be nice. Just put another hard drive. Forget about the operating system. Get the data out.
You ever use SpinRite?
Honestly, no. Is that like a recovery tool?
It's hardware level, right?
Okay, they still exist. Huh? They still exist?
Yeah, it works on solid state.
Okay.
But it's been around for a really long time. We actually pretty much it's pretty. It takes hours.
I have, yeah, I know. My DD, what was the other one? DD.
That's a Linux one.
Yeah.
I'm more like a Windows guy, right? But I have a hard drive where I have all my memories in there. Stupid me, I put everything on my hard drive, and I just look at 2 or 3. Now it has one of those little clicker stamp or anything. I'm pretty sure that later on I'm gonna read it and spend $700 or $1,000 to recover a fix.
Well, you should try this, dude.
So they say that it keeps on trying, that it keeps on corrupting the data.
So there's different levels that you can run on this software.
There's this it's not very good.
You know what? Why don't you send me that thing? Let me give you my email address. It's very hard. Wait, we use this thing? Mario Play or better?
I was good. I need to do swap.
I know that they go. Thing you were, I click on it and either will go on there's not for me.
Oh, it's a shared.
Well, you just go to the little atoms and it's a Google one.
Oh, okay. Share this page.
Yeah. Click on the little button and all you have to do is the email you want to share it.
Well, yeah, I know it's pretty good, and see where they talk about it. There's a show that this guy does that Twitter, and they'll say that they work for the company and 2 days.
They have a little concept work, you know what? Whoever builds the best computer, kind of buy it for the whole department. I'm not good at together. I'm not into hardware as much as I used to. I was the guy that, oh my god, that was a I remember when, you know what I said? Imagine this is the best life in the child. And of course, loan cash, you remember those? Okay, 50 and then
for $30 more.
I don't end up with the $1,500 just to realize that you know what I was there. Go home. I think that I went like that for a few months. 95. I ended up charging $2,100 some dollars. Yeah, for the next 5 years. I had to get the one over there.
That's what I bought my gig one. I was like,
well, this guy went and got whatever memory. A week later, I can take you some memory. You know, and it's like, okay, we had, the time that we placed the order, the time that we received that, we own a computer, we own the latest computer from the latest computer. It was like the latest. This guy went and got the best motherboard, whatever the best CPU, best memory, you name it. They went and did all the research. 2 or 3 days by the time I said, this computer I don't want to put it together. It's still on my head. Oh, shit.
why does it come out that fast so much?
Anything you have any? Oh, no. You're from Mexico, right?
They sell. They're the only ones.
I agree on that. Show me a website. So I go on there, get the first one, whatever, modify You guys
It's not like that's oh yeah. It's exactly outside here. Yeah, with that, it's the 80%. I saw you guys yesterday, Jared. I sorry to be hard at. Yeah. Yeah, no. Since like May, I own
Now we're starting to really did get appreciate it. There's a little weird and good.
Every time you buy it,
I know what
I guess we're gonna
get our team certified instead of just going out and yes, you know. Then I had it, and
Sugarland. And like,
separate the water. I just talked to Baker Hughes and said this last year. This is that like it looks like someone's son trouble.
Yeah, it was probably really like we tried that one first time.
No, they're like success. Yeah, literally. I guess the first like second team.
Yeah, like, one guy left us to go and work for and now we're like, now we're just doing one day and maybe like, computer guy that's on and out. These guys, like, they're long, like, you're
I mean, look, it's like, I felt like there, I wasn't the sure. I wish I could find it. I mean, so, like, I was hungry. Do something cool. All we do is make phone calls there. I mean, it's like we try to.
Plug them in from out of town and everything.
They like the guys are coming from out of town.
You can also,
So if you have people like come by, or do you like?
No, I mean, like, no, I mean, like, for designers, yeah. I said it, but like,
My application. Wow.
You know, it's kind of like they go inside there.
Whenever we started something, we have to have.
My point is like.
They have to be involved. So,
they don't want to like disagree.
it's very good.
Somebody has to drop that. As good as the DJ.
You know, some of the random finder.
Let me advise you, they're gonna say we gotta go, and you're gonna be in a bind.
Yeah, you have to. Sharing like trying to I mean, it's easy to say it's like, but it's because you know, like,
We're changing the Christmas.
oh, I didn't know that.
And I used to be a real.
Oh, okay.
He's the one who got in.
It's like nothing. Shane's over. Like
Shane and I basically if I'm going to be done, I don't know how to do it. Shane and I ran all these
fun.
Yeah, hard to get that.
You're the okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Bro, and you're like,
you know what? I have been next year. So they're like, we're doing your
yeah, he's looking for it. You know, Jason, everybody else he was real busy with he did some 15 five certain that's why you got already know this back. Everything like buddy's a salesman for Smart.
So I've got a couple more nuggets here.
I started that website. I got some restaurants. I got some hotels.
Let's okay. So we're talking about
You don't know what like
I love you. And the funny part is,
I think that I probably already have an open session, so you probably can't interrupt it.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I was gonna say, one of the things I'm working on right now is apply like
okay, so let me. So
yeah, I mean,
Here's the only one you got? I mean, of course, you always have no. Yeah.
Right now.
I mean, you can buy another one.
how about this?
Go to the library. You know, they'll sell it for $10.
Work on that, right?
I don't even remember that time. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get that. I mean, well, the thing is, this is wait, selling
as a bunch like one of the means was
I think they're, you know,
Maybe with all this time now.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay, so now.
I think that's why, right?
Well, he didn't even have it for not that one. It's not that far. Yeah, I used to carry a lot of seeds now.
And you know,
Not for that.
We all got space for this somewhere.
I mean, like, my primary goal is
Yeah, so
I mean, it would be awesome.
The thing with these I saw you guys.
I think like right now,
You just so what you're working on.
Yeah, no, it's actually an ID called Cloud9, and it's a cloud-based
That's what I said.
based, you need to pick what kind of technology you're working with. You host it or you host it in Amazon, or you can you have to be your
I saw a really cool shirt of it on Silicon Valley did a show on HBO. I think it's on HBO. It said, I know HTML, how to use it. I was like, I want this shirt. I don't know HTML, but I want this shirt.
Well, dude, that's a badass show, I think. You get your stuff set up or what?
Yeah, well, like, for some reason it's not reading my product case. And I matched the CD case, it's like, it's the right CD case, and it says it.
But is it the software, is it, you built that computer?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so it's.
but it was working fine up until today, like I was mentioning earlier, like, there's a patch on Windows, and right now I was putting the CD and I was trying to fix it, but it was on the repair screen for like the longest time. And I'll notice it, just restart it. Start it in like
You can reinstall Windows on the same drive.
what I'm doing now is there's 3 hard drives in my computer, and I'm installing it in the blank 500 gig one. It's got like it's like 2,500 gigabytes worth of storage. 95% of all that storage is already taken. I'm gonna use HD to read my show and everything. You go through that shit so quickly, man. So now I just started deleting stuff. It does.
Well, you know what? I do that like every 6 months to a year.
You format your, it keeps it fast. Just deletes all the viruses.
Yeah. It's full of crap, man. There's so many exploits now. You just do a search on Google, you're probably going to get that. I mean, seriously, dude.
anything technological.
Now we have an IC square. Now we just need to know ICS square. I know now. IC square. International we're gonna do one there. There are guys like you go like big guys, a bunch of these locations, grown up. And then there's a freaking there's paper bar. No, Infraguard is joining out with the NPS, so they're blinded, so they're trying to yeah, no, and I don't have any. I just signed up. Give me your info, I'll send you your info.
I actually haven't signed up yet.
Well, this
Take my dog, I get my box, and work and work things out.
Right. So we go, as a platform, and say, okay, we got okay, bye-bye, you can go.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to spend long break. I bought one.
Everything is like that. I think we can cry, but we can sing. Much more I go.
I already pushed it, but
I used it when the old Tap to Pay, the PayPass was first starting out because you could work everywhere, and they just stopped maintaining them and just stored them. What?
I'll actually.
No, I forgot the details, but yeah, they got.
There's a guy that's long range and well as short range where it's in a wallet and there's a no charge you.
Yeah, they were causing issues with it. Like they just come up with you and not all that get your email. Yeah, where you talk.
2 weeks.
Yeah, but. When you can tell that's how they. No, yeah, that's why. They just got on to. That's not because when Target got they said that, oh, we already have everything just go. And I got I know exactly when. I even got a little, oh, we'll go through the. All right.
Okay, so then.
No, I can see.
Yeah, we are. Drew and I use
Yeah, I never got any parts. And I would never almost be here.
Yeah, just start surprisingly we actually have to start it out. Surprisingly we actually
just a little small episode.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Anybody interested in sketch?
One behind you.
Look, I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I know it's pretty like. So. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I use SketchUp. Yeah, so you can use that.
This is for the 3D model.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Oh, so I decided to use the same. Anyway, I'm gonna. There.
What do you want to know about ketchup?
I like ketchup.
Oh, ketchup.
I thought you said ketchup.
Do you know ketchup?
I don't like it though.
I don't like it either. Yeah, I'm still recording.
You touch Sean's inventor, you touch ketchup.
I know. I use inventor. It's weird, right? Yeah.
Really weird.
Where do you want to do this?
Right here?
Alright. I like it. You want to go over here?
Post we'll put the link on there where they can see the thing or what? The stream.
Yeah, let me do bits. Why is it zoomed in though?
Hey, what's going on, man?
At least I made an appearance.
Yeah, right. This is Joel. Here's one of the meetups that we went to in the morning.
In the morning? What's in the morning?
The RGB meetups that we do in the mornings.
Oh, the co-working one. That's cool.
So yeah, this is a Code RGB map.
Well, I was trying to make today's. I didn't take the class on Thursday, but I ended up helping out one of the professors with the class.
Oh, okay.
Today was the first time. He's going to understand that every other Thursday, well, first and third Thursday, I need to be available.
I'm not here. I do not exist.
You didn't see anything.
And you're up with a class at Pan Am or SCC?
How about we go this way, so that way people
we're gonna get us or something.
Or try to learn at least.
Yeah.
The continuation of what you were 1/7, or?
No, this is the
Pretty much.
3D. Oh yeah. At 7?
Yeah, this is. We haven't stopped.
Oh yeah.
No, you had announced that you were going to go over SketchUp.
Yeah. So well, we announced it at 7. We didn't start till like right now.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
those are just some of the things that people are working on right there.
I'm gonna take a picture.
If you know anybody who's got some inspiring stories, we're looking for people to help with a TEDx event here in McAllen. Yeah, Drew, the guy out there, he got contacted to do another one here in McAllen.
Oh, wow.
Because he did one a couple of months ago. And yeah, he's just looking for.
Yeah, so they had a TEDx, and this was announced where?
On the interwebs.
Interwebs?
Facebook. I think it was like three websites. I didn't even know about it either.
I need to build some robots that just regularly search the monitor and everything else that we can.
Just make sure you're staying on Code RGB and Tech Tuesdays.
I follow both on Twitter. I'm not a big Facebook user.
Okay.
I'm trying to get back into using something.
Do you post this on Twitter as well?
Yeah, that's what we're using. You can just use that one. This is
There's some pizza, beer,
Oh, I'm good.
drinks, water.
Do you want me to run out this time? Run out this time?
I don't know.
Last time I know that they said, hey, we ran out of beer.
There's a bar right down the street.
Where do I do that? I stopped over at your store on across from campus.
Oh, okay.
Raymond.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah. He did a really good job. He gave me some. I don't know if I mentioned to you, my brother-in-law was thinking about trying that out. To kind of balance between cigarettes.
Yeah, you were telling me about it.
He did a really good job kind of showing me the different models, terms of models.
Did he show you how to use it and stuff, how it works? Cool.
Good,
Good, I'm
I'm
glad.
glad. Half puff some watermelon sampler.
Oh,
Like that.
tastes so good, right?
I don't need any other vices.
You know? We're not trying to start habits, but we can help to curb some, you know. It's better than eating a pie, you know, just get the flavor a little bit.
So, real quick question. So, when you all, I know you're kind of like moving away from the house, but were you all working with over there? Was it Mark?
Yeah, he's from my house. Let's go talk to him.
Yeah, I need to.
Because you're on there.
Did I mute?
You.
That's rude, dude. Why you gotta be so rude? You're still feedback. You got somebody else to do it?
Maybe it's me. Alright, testing. Cool. Alright, so you know what would be helpful?
Pointer.
Yeah, no, that's it. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Some events.
Alright, let me tell these guys then. I like Ruby here, so that's good. Anybody else watching the screen share? The URL is right there. For this guy, and we're doing the SketchUp stuff, so you can just view it there. Alright. So, did you already download it? But I can just, I guess, put it there. To download SketchUp. So you don't have to buy it. You can just download it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I'm just in case anybody else. You do the educational or personal, doesn't really matter. You decide to, and depending on your platform, you can select PC or Mac. Doesn't matter. Let's see. Once you have it running, then you can just run it. And so you'll, if it's past the evaluation stage, you can just ignore it. You can just start it anyway.
The option to start using SketchUp.
Yeah. And we'll update it later. So this is basically the screen. So are you in the same location?
No, do I have to pick a template or?
No, wait. Let's see if he has it. Just want to see what kind of speed we have locally.
Oh, just start using SketchUp. I got a check. Oh, there's a new version.
Yeah, but you can ignore it. I can actually just follow what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the.
Oh, okay, good. You're good? Let me see where you're at.
Oh my God. That's the one. That's the one. Right?
How would you want to
Yeah, you see a video? You see this video? Oh, through that?
Yeah, if I go to
Google Hangout?
Yeah, but that's Google Hangout.
The URL? Okay, cool. So you got it.
No, just keep throwing me there.
You have it installed already, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have it installed. Okay. You have me on my Google Hangout? I have an idea. One second, guys. Yeah, you have me there. So.
Is SketchUp make or just SketchUp?
Just SketchUp. SketchUp.
It wasn't.
Yeah. I find the point.
You had it right.
And then.
Oh, you're on 4G though. Make sure that you're using Wi-Fi, because otherwise you're just eating up your data minutes. So yeah, so anyway, sorry for the delay. We'll just go down the list, I guess. The erase tool literally erases. The line tool, you select any point that you want. You can, if you use Shift, you can align it to, like, keep it stuck into one axis. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. It's stuck on that axis even though I move up and down. So I can use the blue axis to move it up and down. Same. The green axis. Why do you want to do this? Because sometimes in the 3D space, you're like connecting the dots in the middle of nowhere. So you just want to connect it to, like, the green, the blue, the red. It doesn't really matter what orientation you pick at it. I mean, it does actually, because you can choose the camera, standard view, top, front, etc. And the top shows the green and the red. So in a way, the green is, if we see it like this on a table, then green would go this way and the red would go this way. And the blue would go upwards. Okay, so sometimes you want to draw perpendicular to the red, so that's why you always want to shift it to bind it to an axis. Because if you just draw in the middle of nowhere, especially if you're on a 3D view, an orbit view, like if you just go to orbit, once you go into 3D view, you go to the line, L for line. What dimension? You're on a point in open space. Exactly. So it's always good to find it to axis. The line tool, like many other tools, you can just type the number. Let's say 2 inches. Make sure that your units are what you want. Centimeters, inches. You tell it. So you can do
smart models for Laravel frameworks for Eloquent ORM.
I'll tell you that, but I never read the book.
What happened with the Edison Greg?
The video?
I knew it was something.
Yeah, I haven't actually. I was in limbo, but I think tomorrow I'm just gonna do like what I think you suggested it. Divide the time divided by the number of slides. Yeah. Done with it. Yeah.
Was it too long?
No, he used his own PC, so we didn't record it. So yeah, I mean, I think it'll be okay if we do that. It was a pain for editing, but the problem. Okay, again, you get the cake again. Is that remember that the video you showed with the adapter to the iPhone?
The video?
Yeah, you were talking about like a cheap wireless mic lab.
Oh yeah.
And they were using an adapter.
Really?
Yeah. I need the adapter. Because it turns out that the microphone wasn't even grabbing the microphone. It was grabbing from the mic on the phone. From the mic on the phone. Yeah.
You know, I asked myself this question when I was setting it up. I was like, why would we put a microphone like an earphone?
Well, that's what you do. You put it there.
I asked him about
it did.
Was the mic dead?
No, it looked like it was working, but that's because I was speaking like here, and apparently the iPhone microphone is actually quite good. So it looked like it was grabbing from the lab, but the video, the way that he shows to check or not is taps the bottom, which is the mic, and you can clearly see the spikes. And so even if you have it on top, you tap it, it still picks up the microphone from the iPhone. So what you do is you get an adapter to the microphone feed, the line, that will make it compatible with the iPhone. So that way when I tested it with the adapter that I already had, and you connect to it and you tap it, it doesn't move. So I'm like, now if you tap the mic on the lab, it moves. So
you already had the adapter?
I had the adapter, but we didn't use it because I didn't think we needed it.
How you doing? Good.
Yeah, it's on that area over there. Generally.
It says exit.
That's cool, man. So it's working out.
Hey,
the video is great, bro. It's actually on.
I do watch
It's actually on YouTube.
Yeah, I do watch it right now.
Yeah. But I didn't. What? Huh? Really?
Yeah. From the leaks.
Oh yeah. J-Law or who?
I don't know who it was.
I'll see you later.
Hold on, I got a long way. All right, man. Likewise.
Yeah, man. Whenever we decide to do like a camping.
What? Camp?
Yeah, maybe you weren't here, but we were thinking about it. It's like we can just camp outside for the night or something.
Like in this open area?
And then just work 24/7.
I was lucky. I've been doing camping, this past year. I loved it. Next thing I know, I bumped into. I went to one of those Google stores, and I see this tent, $25. I was like, nah, it's probably outdoor and everything. Next thing I know, the thing is huge.
Yeah.
It fits. What is it? 3 queen size.
Wow.
So you can fit 10 people in.
Well, I don't know about inviting people in my tent.
I'm just referring about the $25 that I paid for it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm sharing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, $25. I was lucky, man.
Is it like 3 rooms in it, or is it just more one big room?
Actually, it is 3.
It is?
Yeah, the center and then the 2 sides.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I can put my daughter on one, my son on the other one, and I don't have to worry about them arguing.
Maybe we're done with this. What do you think? Yeah.